Chris Dale.
Oh, Richard
Come
James.
on, tell us what's coming up.
Oh, there's a random episode of a random Gerry Anderson show.
Jamie, your turn.
Chris will be singing us out of the news.
Yeah, and we'll be hearing from our Podsterons, all on the Gerry Anderson podcast.
The Gerry Anderson Podcast with Jamie Anderson, Richard James, and Chris Dale.
I'm sorry, I just got a little bit...
away.
Yeah.
What
Bit
did you
jobs
get?
worth there, didn't I? I just wanted to chill out. It's fine. Everything's okay.
Everything's great.
It'll be okay. The podcast will be fine. Everything will go
It will
smoothly.
continue, yes.
Yeah, probably.
It's the Gerry Anderson podcast. You know that because you're watching and listening.
Yeah.
Imagine if you just sort of stumbled across it. Is that possible?
Well,
these
some people
days?
do. They write in and tell us that.
Yes,
don't
but can you actually sort of listen without knowing that you're listening to the
No,
Gerry
because it
Anderson?
says it in the opening bits.
Yeah. So you know
It's
what you're
the
in for.
Gerry Anderson podcast.
Yeah, you know what
With
you're
Jamie
in
Anderson, Rich James, and Chris Dale. It says at the
exactly.
start.
That's true, exactly. So we're here for the next hour and a quarter talking all things Gerry Anderson.
Yeah.
We've got a random episode coming up a little
Random
later on.
episode, yeah.
Wonder what it'll be.
Random.
Could be
yes.
any. Yeah. Right. We've got our Podsterons have been emailing us at podcast@gerryanderson.com and have some Gerry Anderson news.
Yes.
And we'll be
Catching
taking
up.
a look back at our live stream when David Mather from Corgi revealed some very exciting things, and so did you.
Hang on, we
Yeah.
revealed loads of
I know we
stuff,
did.
and
Yeah,
David
always
also
reveal
introduced another thing.
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
Come on.
Exactly. All that coming up. In the meantime, people have been commenting beneath our
yes.
YouTube videos from Pod 354, wherein we watched Stingray on the Randomiser.
It was great.
And we spoke to Naomi Opolinska, commercials producer. The Jeffro VHS Archive commented, "Hi all, the topic of reading novels before seeing a video came up. That's true.
Ah, yes.
We talked about
Pre-episode
imagining-
viewing.
Yeah. So
Yes.
read a book and then saw the episode. What
Yes.
was that like? Well, in Australia, episodes of Stingray just weren't around prior to the commercial videotapes coming out, so I wanted to write a fan fiction story, and the only way I could do that was to read the books. I'm not sure if anyone could tell that or not because the story was so full of puns. The accuracy radar was well askew.
So this will be the John Thaden novel.
Yes.
I would have thought, yes.
Full of puns, are they?
I've never actually read them.
No.
Yeah,
my experience
no.
with the Thunderbirds ones is they're not that punny.
No,
Right.
they were a little bit funny, but
But
they're
are
also...
a bit askew from
Yeah,
the
and they're
source
very word
material.
county, as in,
Yes.
I'm almost at the end of the word count, I better wrap this thing up.
Yeah, okay, yes.
A
I
bit
see.
travel-loggy as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
One for you there, Chris.
Yes, this is from The Equalizer.
Oh.
That's Edward Woodward, isn't it?
Yeah, it was,
Yes.
yeah. And latterly, Denzel Washington.
That's right. And
Yeah.
isn't there another one? Isn't there a new TV one now?
Is there?
I believe so.
Right.
I believe being played by a lady.
Really?
I
Gosh,
think so, yes.
fair enough.
How very modern.
Sky Atlantic, weeknights at...
All right, yeah.
All right, you're sponsored by Sky.
Yeah, I'm just... Anywho,
Wow.
The Equalizer. Gents, if there is one wish, that a new Stingray ship toy and model kit, at least a foot long, be produced for the public to purchase. Pretty please, capital P's, in fact.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So, add that to the list.
A foot-long Stingray
Yeah.
kit. That sounds very expensive to develop and for resale.
Yeah.
That size, it's likely to be in excess of £100 British to buy.
Bit tricky to get in the bath, which is always a consideration.
I
for
mean,
Stingray
that's how
toys.
Chris judges all of his purchases.
Yes,
Obviously.
yes. I mean, Thunderbird 4, come on, we've got to bath test it.
Okay,
What,
you can.
live on the podcast?
No, we don't
yes.
need to do that.
There's plenty
I've got
of
this
rooms.
image of Chris with his suds and his scrubbing brush, and no, let's not go there.
too far.
Anyway, yes, possibly very expensive, and also it's such an awkward shape. It's quite a difficult tool.
What, Chris? Oh, it's in there. I see.
Both,
Right. Is it?
Both, yeah.
Is it an awkward shape?
Yes, the complex curves of it,
Right.
and it's very tricky.
Okay, interesting.
So, but yes, consider it on the list, but very tricky to do.
Yeah.
I've got one from Andrew Hill.
Oh, yes.
Hi, Jamie.
Right.
I love these.
Don't mind us.
Space Precinct has arrived.
Yay!
I'm watching it with my mum and my carer Mark. Well, that's lovely. Thanks, Andrew. Anyway, I'm looking forward to Thunderbirds coming out on Blu-ray too.
Fair enough.
It's Blu-ray galore this
Yeah,
year.
it's great.
I did see
mean-
someone on Twitter as well saying how they were enjoying watching Space Precinct again because it gave them fond memories of watching with their dad, who was no longer
Oh,
with them.
see,
That's lovely,
the,
isn't it?
the nostalgia is real.
It is,
It's
isn't
so
it?
nice.
Yeah.
So, speaking of watching Space Precinct, something we haven't mentioned on the podcast,
Yes.
and also watching Terrorhawks,
Right.
you can now watch episodes for free on the YouTube
yeah.
channel. We have Space Precinct Saturdays, Saturday night at 6, a
Oh, yes.
whole episode for free.
Great.
And Terrorhawks Tuesdays,
Brilliant.
Tuesday evenings at 6.
Now-
Oh, how
we're
alliterative.
going to have the whole series.
So how does it work in terms of Space Precinct? I guess if it's you're watching online, it won't be the 4K Blu-ray.
Well, they're not
upscale.
4K,
No,
they're
but-
HD. No, they are HD.
They're
They are
upscale.
HD.
Yes,
They are HD.
I see, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
seem to- it's different people. Different people like different things.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to own physical media.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to watch stuff on digital. Some people
Yeah.
like both, and this way we cater to everybody.
Not everybody wants to watch Space Precinct. Incredible as it seems.
I mean, I can't see anybody in this room that doesn't want to watch Space Precinct. So
Maybe Ross, he's not interested, but apart from that.
no, that's disinterested face like that.
Talking of being disinterested about things,
Yes.
should we have some Gerry Anderson news?
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, okay.
It's the Gerry Anderson news. It's the Gerry Anderson
News.
news. Yes.
A bit late there, Chris.
Well, I do the end bit.
Yeah.
You do the beginning bit.
Okay, come on.
Okay, right. Well, we are heading towards the end of April. Are we already at the end
Yes,
of
we
April?
are. Yes,
Already?
yes.
And in May,
Oh, yeah.
there's some exciting things coming up.
Right.
Coming out.
Right.
Including
Yeah.
Super Space Theatre, the Thunderbirds Volume 1, part of our new Super Space Theatre range. So you can still pre-order that. And there's music to at least one podcast listener's ears.
Music.
Right, just the one. Oh, music, right, yes.
Music.
Oh, no, sorry.
Ears.
Oh, I
This
think
will be... no, it's just good news.
for one person.
Finally, the Stingray Technical Operations Manual should be with us at the end of May. Now,
Right.
Wow.
I'm going to let you in on a little mishap, Podsterons.
Okay.
'Cause you might be thinking, hang on,
Yes.
that's ages since
I've
the
been asking
pre-order.
every month.
Yeah.
And some people have been asking every week even about
Yes.
it, which
Yeah.
I totally justified, I think.
Yeah.
I've been asking the same question myself. Now,
Ah.
the special edition goes out in a lovely box. And these boxes are lovely custom boxes, which are designed just for our books. And we had a little bit of a problem
Oh.
because our rather naughty, now former warehouse
Okay.
decided that because they'd run out of book packaging, they would send out all of the books we had for any range, any type of book, in the special edition boxes.
So that was the Stingray Comic Anthology Volume 1.
So some months ago, yes, you may have received Stingray Comic Anthology Volume 1 in a rather nice presentation box. Well, I'm glad you liked them. There's lots of you wrote in and said you did, but you weren't supposed to have them.
I see.
And some people were saying, I didn't get a box.
Yes,
Yeah,
none,
you're supposed to
none
get
of you were supposed to get boxes.
Ah.
So that meant suddenly we had no boxes for our Stingray Tech Manual, and they're it's custom made packaging.
Wow.
So we had to find a new supplier because our former supplier of those boxes
Yeah.
went bust.
Oh dear, right, okay.
And then we had to get them retooled and made up and delivered.
yeah.
And they are only just being delivered right now. It's taken that long. So it was a real nightmare, really disappointing.
Yes.
And I'm really sorry that it's impacted the delivery date for all of you.
Yeah.
But we just thought we'd be honest as to the reason why.
There we go.
And also to say that now, at the time of you seeing and hearing this, we should be with our lovely new warehouse partners,
Oh, nice.
who we hope are going to look after us and you better
very good.
than our former ones.
Yeah.
Who won't send out your Space Precinct Blu-rays in jiffy bags.
Yes, that was the final straw, I think.
Who won't put your lovely Stingray novel
Yeah.
into an envelope sideways and thus ruin the dust jacket for a lot of people.
And Normal, they take the lovely card back to Joe 90 badge set and fold it in two in a jiffy bag.
Yes.
These crimes, among others, are the reasons we've moved. So we're very sorry if it's affected you. We've been working very hard to try and mitigate those things,
Gosh.
and they just weren't sorted out. So
Yeah.
new place, hopefully improved service, and do let us know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the good news is the new warehouse is 18 minutes from my house. So if there are problems,
Knock, knock, knock.
I can now go down and visit and sort it out, whereas the previous one was a long way away.
How annoying, because a lot of care and attention is taken in
Oh,
making
it's-
these things, and
Do you know,
to have them...
it is heartbreaking
Yes, of course it
when
is.
we see stuff posted online saying my what is it, 60 quid that Blu-ray
Yeah.
set. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's worth every penny,
Yeah,
but it
and then some.
should arrive pristine,
Yes.
not dented
Oh.
in a jiffy bag.
God.
So, the whole team was really upset by that.
I couldn't
if-
stop crying.
No,
I don't think anybody cried, not that I'm aware of, but if you were affected by any of those issues and you thought, oh, that's annoying, but I'll live with it, let us know.
Yeah.
Send us some pictures and we can sort you out a replacement.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And
Don't just
especially
damage your stuff on the off chance, because
Oh, yeah.
we're content.
no, please don't do that, and that'd be weird as
It
well.
would be weird.
Because
Yeah,
what would you
but-
gain?
Yes, what a very strange thing to do. Anyway, let us know if you're happy, if you're receiving things in good condition. We really want to make sure that everybody has their best possible experience. And there's so much new stuff coming up, and it's only, what is it now, about 2-3 months until we start looking at pre-order dates for Thunderbirds Blu-ray, I think. That's looking very soon. Chris, you've got a lot to do for then. We've got
I'm doing the other thing first.
lots of special features. And the other thing you may have seen recently is lots more stuff on the YouTube channel. Chris mentioned earlier. 3 episodes of stuff.
Space Precinct on a Saturday.
Yep, Terrorhawks on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we'll follow it up with
Other things.
that may not have that nice alliterative effect.
Yes, it's a shame there's no day beginning with N. Really.
Thunderbirds Friday.
Anyway, any manner of things coming up. And Ross is also working on stuff. What are you doing, Ross? Shout it out so they can hear you.
Videos every week, top 5s, top 10s.
Video.
Captain Scarlet documentary.
A new Captain Scarlet documentary. That's an exclusive to the podcast, I'd say. There you go. All that and more.
Ben Page is also churning out some nice stuff. I even made, and I don't know if it's live yet, should be. You know that lovely Power Themes 90 that Jamie loves so much. I made an HD version of the UFO video
Chris!
for that. I know.
What is wrong with you? You've got better things to do than that.
I do really. I don't know why I bothered.
Get back to your to-do list and away from that. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's a slightly different, but quite a nice Gerry Anderson news, actually. It's nice to share some stuff with the Podsterons occasionally that's been going on in the background.
Yeah.
But that's the end of this week's Gerry Anderson news.
That was the news, my friends. The news.
Wow. So he didn't do the one that we thought he was going to do, because I said he'd forget. I told you he'd forget.
Well, I can't remember what it was either.
It was We Will Rock You by Queen.
Oh.
But now he's gone with Those Were the Days by...
Yes.
Mary Hopkin, I want to say.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
None the wiser.
Talking of none the wiser, if you missed the live stream a couple of weeks back for Gerry Anderson Day, and you can't be bothered to watch the whole thing that's still available on YouTube,
nice.
I've spent a little time cutting it down to the salient points from the evening. Would you like to see it now?
I would love to move from none the wiser to some the wiser.
Well, here they are. Yeah, oh yes, we've been joined by a special guest.
Transmogrified.
That's right.
Impressive.
Viewers of and listeners of our podcast will know David Mather from Corgi. Now, the great thing about David is when he comes to see us, he brings things.
He does. He brings lots of toys and goodies and surprises.
Exactly. That's right.
You have slightly spoiled my thunder, but I'm not going to...
I know, sorry about that. Sorry.
I do have 2 things to say.
Yes.
First of all, I collect steelbooks, so the news about the 4K releases is really, really exciting.
Perfect.
And I have some stuff to butter you up as well.
Do you?
Yeah, but we'll come to that anyway.
Okay, let's see how you do.
The other thing is the last time I was on the podcast, I made a mistake which upset my wife.
Oh, no!
So I need to sort of say live on here that actually I said, of course, that I was doing some research for the podcast. And my wife said, well, no, this is, what are you watching? She knew exactly what it was because her first crush was this man.
Captain Scarlet. Okay.
So yes, that little dimpled chin.
Yes.
I'm not going to be jealous at all. But so I think I've hopefully rectified myself.
Yes.
I've no idea if you're watching my live, but
That's
there you
good. Well,
I mean, I can see a little bit.
It's under the beard. It's under the beard.
Well, lots of people are watching. I want to say hello. Robert Monk says hello, David. KO says thumbs up. I think there's a wave to David, actually. Many people suggesting that Chris has regenerated all of a sudden. Now, where is Chris, by the way? Oh, yes. Can I have milk and 2 sugars, please? That's very kind of you. Thanks. When you're ready, yeah. Now, David, so you're with us again to bring some surprises and some things for us to look at.
So I think I should say straight off the bat, I don't have the Corgi Thunderbird 5 with me.
So explain. This is something that's coming, though, that people may be expecting.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It's definitely expecting.
Yes.
But I have in my bag here, in a completely different branded box, I have the Corgi Thunderbird 4. So this is a 3D print of it, and I'm really delighted to see that it's a different size to all the other Thunderbird 4s on this table. So that's a relief on one hand. But the difference that this one does, admittedly, this is a grey stereo sample of it, so it will be metal. This is resin. It will be very heavy. It also does this. Well, I've lost that, but I have to find that in the 24 seconds.
So just explain what happened there in case we didn't see it.
Torpedoes launch when you whip down the light.
So Thunderbird 4 has a launching torpedo, 2 launching torpedoes.
2 launching
torpedoes.
Less. Yeah, out the front bar there. So that's the difference there, to go back to like the classic dinky feel.
I see, and as you're saying that, we're seeing a graphic of it on our screen even now, which highlights those 2 torpedoes at the front there.
It's just very exciting that probably for the first time ever, there are 3 different Thunderbird 4s in the same year.
Technically, there's 4.
Oh, there's 4 if you include the tiny one from Thunderbird 2, right?
Suddenly it's been left for that tiny little one from like the dinky days onwards.
Yes.
And now at long last, there's all different sizes of Thunderbird 4, which is really maligned. And obviously Thunderbird 5 has been for such a long time. So,
yes, that's right.
As I say, I don't have anything to show. Once we're finished here, I have to run out the door because tomorrow I have a meeting, a business meeting about Thunderbird 5 and getting it made. So that's very exciting and very important.
Okay, so we're very close then.
Very close.
So having done this next week, you might have had something to show us.
Possibly, possibly something like this.
Oh, well.
I mean, as soon as we get going, this gets printed out and we say we're off to the races. But very, very exciting. But I mean, that's not all I've got for you.
What?
No one else.
No, this is secret. We knew that was coming.
Because you'll notice with the box that was exclusively revealed that it's part of a collection. Yeah. And obviously, there's been a previous announcement. So,
what's the cards?
I'm not taking these away either. These are to keep. So these are sealed.
Oh, they are our new limited edition Anderson Entertainment releases of the Corgi, which are on the way very, very soon. So lots of you ordered the special edition, which haven't got here yet because they were made after the main batch.
Yeah, but here we go. So that's all free.
But we've got previews.
I'm not carrying them back to Margate.
There you go. So if you've been waiting for these, that means they must be on their way fairly soon.
No, they are. Yeah, so we got those last Monday.
There you go.
Basically, they're all approved, all signed off. They'll be on their way imminently.
Steve T saying no love for UFO. Steve, we just released a giant spinning UFO. It's been lovely.
Yeah, come on.
And there'll be more UFO stuff coming soon, of course.
Yes,
but for now, we're very Thunderbirds heavy because it's an important year.
Yes. Can we get some Terrahawks Corgi?
Oh my goodness! I know. So many things. I mean, obviously there are some big anniversaries coming up later on as well in the years to come. So we're already sort of thinking about that and trying to figure out where I can squeeze out a Terrorfish as well. So that's on my agenda. Oh, I feel nervous.
That
Richard.
is don't stack them like that.
That one's the heaviest one.
It's making me very nervous, Richard. Now there's lots of positivity, David. Lots of people who are very grateful for Corgi doing this stuff. Jeff Holt loved the Stingray model.
Yeah.
There's a few just vowels in there to describe how people are feeling.
Yes, and lots of hearts emojis.
Another Terrahawks Corgi request.
Yeah.
Terrorfish, maybe.
Terrorfish. Well, it's on my list.
Okay.
It absolutely is in the same way as this, because obviously from the Matchbox ones onwards, there's never been firing torpedoes. So to get that mouth to click open and fire out the mouth. Definitely got to do it.
That would be very, very cool.
Absolutely incredible. Now, can I ask, so how long in advance have you been planning this? When did you first?
Well, as I say, we're thinking about an anniversary, which is in a couple of years, so we're thinking about that now.
Right.
For example, so that's an indication of how long it takes. Lots of stuff.
I mean, because we had secret off the record chats about
Thunderbird
5 some time ago.
For quite a while.
Now, just for people who are wondering, obviously we've already discussed the scales of Thunderbird 4. You can see our Thunderbird 5 there in the wide shot, hopefully next to David. David, how big is your Thunderbird 5?
Thunderbird 5 will be much bigger. It's not going to be sort of in true scale because none of these things are. I mean, I'd love to do them properly in scale, but ultimately, all of these releases are the first 4 of these are all in this size box. But basically, Thunderbird 5 will be a box double the size.
Oh,
really. The same height, same depth, but it'll basically be intentionally that they all join together. So when you get the whole collection, you'll have 4 in one size, 5th one in one big box, and then it all just stacks, and it sort of helps if you've got OCD for shelves and things like that. It's some of my pet peeves are things when boxes don't stack properly. So ultimately, that's a very intentional thing. Some assembly required.
Gary Hodgkinson says, toys, models.
Yes,
that's toys. It. Sorry, that's our using it shorthand when we mean collectibles, high-end collectibles.
Yeah.
Now, if Thunderbird 5 is going to be that big, where does it put it in scale with Thunderbird 3?
So Thunderbird 3 in this box here will dock with Thunderbird 5. We've had a slight delay compared to Thunderbird 4 because, of course, we designed it and then we sort of realised we've got to work out how this thing balances when it's made of die-cast metal. So what we're ultimately doing is there is a display stand which you'll be able to plug into 2 different points on the model depending on how you're displaying it.
Nice.
So you can have it solo, or then you can move the stand to actually have it with Thunderbird 3 docked in there as well.
Yeah.
And it's about making sure it balances right, doesn't fall to pieces, all sorts of things. So
that's a tricky build.
I mean,
what,
really difficult.
As a collectibles and models experts, David, why do you think everybody's avoided Thunderbird 5 for so long for mass market?
I think it's the antennae on the bottom, which has sadly dropped off this one. But I think it ultimately is very much the fact that everything else sort of I don't need a stand for Thunderbird 4. Everything sort of sits quite nicely. It bottoms quite nicely. Whereas Thunderbird 5 is always it needs a stand, and it is sort of static.
Yeah, it's
as
kind of
well.
not playable. I always think, in a sense.
So it's difficult.
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of whoosh them
you
around.
can't stand it on its own. But I mean, if you can stand it and then dock Thunderbird 3, it becomes a bit more like playful.
That gives it serious. I mean, it's ultimately finding with the stuff which we've been doing, especially we started with the Stingray, with the realization that there isn't the dinky element out there. No one's really dinky never did Stingray, so it's ultimately let's add torpedoes. So it's the same methodology with this. Should say as well that this will have, just like all these other Thunderbird 4s, there will be a cockpit in there. It's just been primered. Still no Gordon. Unfortunately,
tricky to put the little figure in there.
This is the whole problem with celebrities. You can't get the likeness rights. So it's very much like, he's not in there, unfortunately, but there is the interior all painted up as well, just like these versions as well. So I'm really, really excited. Pre-orders for this and Thunderbird 5 are going to be expected late August, early September.
Okay.
We are aiming to get them both in the country by the end of the year.
Great.
Okay, so about 4.5 months for pre-order and end of the year for arrival.
Thunderbird 4 will probably be sooner.
Okay.
It's further along, but we will be moving heaven and earth to get Thunderbird 5 in before Christmas.
It's very exciting.
Ian Riley says, David, could we get Max Jetcar from Joe 90 reissue, please?
Well, that's it. So I mean, that's the thing. So it's say a reissue. So ultimately, that's the dinky tooling. So we actually need to make it completely from scratch. That's long gone. So all these things, even if you think about Thunderbird stuff like Thunderbird 2, it just follows the dinky template all the way along. It's more inspired by the Matchbox release in the 90s, but it's not actually the Matchbox tooling. It's Corgi's own tooling from the early mid-2000s. Right. So we have to recreate these all from scratch to do it again.
Yes.
So in some cases, it's inspired by, but in others it is literally entirely new that we have to come up with. So all these things, absolutely, it's on I should have made that T-shirt, shouldn't I? I've got a Corgi T-shirt on this time. I wanted to have a T-shirt made out that said Corgi, it's on the list. I will do that if I come back.
To my T-shirt.
Yeah, refer to my T-shirt.
That's right, exactly.
That's absolutely on the list.
Steve says you can always hang Thunderbird 5 from the ceiling.
You could do that. I mean, it's quite heavy. I mean, you probably need a fishing line. I say it's quite heavy. I don't know yet. But it's very much, we will get there.
But Joanna, in big capital letters, say, stop saying toy.
These are not toys. These are models and collectibles.
Yes.
Sorry.
Why isn't it a toy? You can play with them, can't you?
I know. I mean, it's
a bit more detailed, I guess, than your average toy.
That's the thing. I mean, with the Thunderbird 3 that we've got, there's like a little, you can see it quite nicely on your version here, the fact that you've got the T in the right place, but that's because you've got a solid nose cone, because we sort of do lean into the toy aspect. It's got a rubber nose cone on it.
Okay.
And so we sort of realised that if you put the T on the nose cone, it'd probably rub off. So we had to drop it slightly. So that's our only sort of concession. To actually embrace the heritage idea of what it is. Yeah,
great. Yes, they've now seemed to spawn an argument between those who call it collectibles, those who want to call them toys.
April Davis saying the same. The old librarian saying, looking forward to a far more accurate TB5 than the old JR21 version with its flashing lights. Have you seen that?
So that was plastic, I
believe. Plastic gold thing.
Yes, no.
It looked nothing like Thunderbird 5.
It will be all proper colours. I mean, just like this. We've got the product artwork approved, and so it looks as it should. Absolutely.
Another Steve says that holding out for a space precinct police cruiser.
I know. We said this last time.
Put it on the list. It's on the list.
Skyship 1. These are models and not toys. Right, okay, we've been told now. The word toy is banned from the rest of the live stream from now.
That's a shame. Toy banned for the rest of the live stream.
No, we wouldn't toy with you. Don't worry.
All right.
And David, have you been pleased with the overall response to the Anderson stuff?
Absolutely thrilled. I mean, sort of, as I say, yours are limited, ours aren't, and so the point of bringing ours in the Corgi main range version is we can just keep making them forevermore, and so those are the Thunderbirds models from Corgi from now on. So it won't change, and so just simply the response we've had from pre-ordering the first wave, which are now in stock, we've had to order more already.
Great.
Just like that.
Very good sign.
So we've got more coming, so we make sure we don't run out come to September when we have the new stuff coming. So absolutely thrilled, and it's really doing very, very well for us. Really pleased.
Stuart says, hello, David. Fantastic models of the Thunderbirds, but which is your favourite Anderson show?
Well, it is Thunderbirds. With a close Captain Scarlet second.
Can we get an action figure of Richard that says blankety blank?
I'm not allowed to do action figures. I might have to speak to someone else about that one.
The people who call these models toys are Mistron agents, apparently. Yes, so I love Thunderbirds. I'm pleased that Thunderbird 5 is getting more attention, says Button Moon.
I think we all are.
We need an action figure of Jamie, Chris, Terry, Ross, and Richard.
Okay, you better speak to your other department then about that.
A nice little collectible range, wouldn't it?
I don't think that's going to
Then
happen.
there'd be a fight, wouldn't there, to see which is the most popular.
Yeah. Mark Simpson Wedge asks, sorry, skipping over that. How come Thunderbird 1 doesn't have landing legs? There aren't very many Thunderbird 1 toys without them.
I mean, it is sort of one of those things where it's quite difficult to. I mean, to have more success at this sort of scale.
Don't
I
put
think.
it onto us, David.
But,
Nobody's asking you.
I mean, it's very much one of those things where I could technically do a version which plugs in.
Yeah.
Again, it could be one of those where it plugs in.
Yeah.
So maybe for the
A bit
future.
fine though at that scale.
Yeah, that's it. But it'd have to be like etch or like metal in some way, I think. But I mean, it's something we can revise. You know, I revised Thunderbird 3 for the nose, so we could definitely go back and look at it.
Yeah, we love the collectibles and models. We need more from other shows, says Lawrence.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yes. Yes.
Well, if David agrees, then it must be true.
Yes, exactly.
That's right,
Now, and this is not your department, David, but I'm going to put it to you anyway. Why aren't Airfix doing any Anderson stuff?
So I think it's about whether the tooling still exists, especially with like the Angel Interceptor.
Yeah.
So that's something which I
That was the
know has
easy
been
one.
looked at. But I mean, it's ultimately the decisions that the brand makes are sort of where to go. But I mean, it is sort of very much, there's the Japanese kits, which are the long-running Japanese kits, are very good.
Yes.
And so that, you can get them relatively easily now in the UK. I mean, you can nip over to somewhere like Hobbycraft.
Oh, yeah, they're in
You know,
Hobbycraft or at jerryanderson.com.
Or on the JerryAnderson.com store.
Yes.
So, yeah, you can sort of get a very good kit at the moment. But, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things which you never know when things will roll around in the future.
Yes. It's always possible. But anyway, so not to put David on the spot there, really, because it's not fair. But I did it anyway, and I'll probably do it again before he leaves.
I did the company line.
No, you have to. But it's so difficult. If we could click our fingers, we'd do everything.
Well, yeah,
all
absolutely.
these things would exist, and there would be a Zill hand puppet from Space Precinct, and there would be a Torchy Pelham puppet.
Maybe not that.
Probably not that. And there will be a walking sidewinder remote control. But we just can't do them all because the development costs are so high. We can't guarantee that people are going to buy them. And then there's only so many of us working at any one time on any project. And so for bandwidth, you can't just do everything everywhere all at once.
But I mean, I have been sitting there brainstorming. Well, I'd love to do Fireflash. I'd love to do Zero X. I'd love to do the Mole. I'd love to do Firefly. All these other bits and bobs.
Corgi Mole, I can definitely see
really,
that.
really good. I remember the Matchbox one from the 90s, which was smashing.
Yeah.
So quite, all these things, they're all on my list. They're all on my agenda. Not my T-shirt.
I'd like to see the Gerry Anderson vehicles available as part of the Corgi Model Club USA monthly range.
Oh, so that's the thing. So they weren't Corgi.
Aha.
So there's Dinky. So it's a different company entirely. The great rivalry of the 60s diecast.
Yeah.
Never mind Matchbox.
Yeah, I asked Airfix about making, this is Alan, about making the Eagle and Hawk models in the late 80s. They said they didn't have the molds anymore, though there are many other options now anyway.
There are other companies doing them, so
that's right, exactly. But I mean, it seems to be such a market about over this stuff. Is it nostalgia? Is it is it an older market?
It's absolutely nostalgia. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a really old market.
Yeah.
I think, especially sort of because I was part of the 90s revival.
Yes.
So we're attracting that market as well.
Yeah.
So I think we are seeing it skew younger than quite a lot of our products. So but it's nostalgia all the same.
Yeah. Hi, David. I just love the Corgi Thunderbirds toys that you make. It looks beautiful. I was thinking of a Fireflash Corgi toy by any chance.
I literally just said it.
That's good. It's good though that we're aligned, right?
Absolutely. The 90s diecasts were based on the Dinky moldings. The 1992 Thunderbird 2 by Matchbox was based on the 1974 Dinky Thunderbird 2 casting, while the Vivid Imaginations SPV was a Dinky molding, as was the Joe 90 jet car.
They're all sort of related.
Yeah.
In effect, they're all in like a family tree. In effect.
I have had a Fireflash. I would have an Angel Interceptor. Yeah. Thunderbird's Plaster of Paris set.
I had that when I was a kid, yeah. In fact,
fun.
I bet Tim, who's here, probably licensed it, I imagine, back then. Those horrible rubber moulds, and you poured the plaster in, and you got them out, and you painted them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real nostalgia hit for me there.
Yeah. So. Scott says, hi, David, what's your favourite Thunderbird craft? Mine is Thunderbird 1. Will there be a Corgi MSV in the near future? So what's your favourite out of the
Thunderbird 3.
Yeah.
Straight off the bat. It was Thunderbird 3. I don't know why. Yes. But Big Red Rocket, what can I say? Even though it's not actually proper red.
Yeah.
And then, yes, MSV, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Great.
It's on the list.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's other Scarlet stuff as well. But yes, absolutely a missing one. needed.
Yes, there was a Space Precinct character plaster set back in the 90s as well, says Monty.
I also remember that.
Really? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Captain Scarlet plaster rubber kit.
Yeah. they were all fantastic.
Okay.
So much stuff.
Now,
Yeah.
I know that Chris will be gagging to get back and play an upcoming game.
Oh, yes.
So, David, before you disappear, can you just do a quick recap on Thunderbird 4 and Thunderbird 5 for those who may have missed
absolutely.
it?
So Thunderbird 4, so both a new tool and Thunderbird 5. Nothing to show Thunderbird 5 yet. Would have in maybe a week or two.
Yeah,
but it's going to be huge.
Firing torpedoes for the first time ever. Different scale from yours, which is great. Pre-orders opening, not confirmed date yet. Late August, early September, and I mean very early September, like first week or so. We are aiming to get stock in as soon as on this one. It's well underway. Thunderbird 5 before Christmas is the aim for that one.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
Well, what
Super.
a time to be alive.
There you go.
It is fantastic. Thank you, David. Thank you,
super.
Corgi.
And I need to find the torpedoes in the next 24 seconds.
There's one there. And I think one went on the table.
I think I went in my bag.
Okay, no, it's there.
Oh,
It's
there
by
it
your
is.
right foot.
I
Okay.
see one right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and
They
it's,
will be bright red at the finish.
They will be
Paul.
right red, so
It'll
it's
be
much
easy
easier to find.
Right.
I might be in trouble.
David is going to find his torpedoes. He may be crawling around the floor for a bit after this.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much, David.
No, thank
it's
you.
brilliant, and thank you for doing your bit to keep all the
Pleasure as
other
always.
stuff going.
And when I have something to show at TP5, give me a shout.
Hooray! Well, thank you to me for putting that together.
Thank you.
And thank you, Podsterons, if you did join us for the live stream.
Or if you didn't, still thank you.
That's fine.
Why?
Because they've now watched this. So thank you for watching this.
That's
Exactly.
fair enough, yeah.
We're full of gratitude.
Talking of being full of gratitude, I'm full of gratitude to those Podsterons that take the time out to email us at podcast@gerryanderson.com or to comment on our Facebook group. Shall we take some time to reciprocate and read out their thoughts and comments?
I'm opening them up right now.
So, yes.
This is the voice of the Podsterons.
Right. Let me open things up.
Go on then.
Hi, YouTubesterons.
Hello.
So we know who that is straight away, don't we?
Steve.
Steve with multiple E's.
Yes.
One more than you expect.
Yes.
To Chris, Jamie, and Richard in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very good work.
Yeah.
Just a note to tell you that April the 25th was the 5th anniversary of the Podder's Arms.
Was it now?
Yeah, for those not in the know, this is where like-minded friends hang out for a virtual beer,
Yeah.
I guess an occasional real one,
Yeah.
reviews, quizzes, and a chat.
Great.
I never would,
Yeah.
is spelt like the tree,
Why?
don't know, have thought that we would keep it going over the last 5 years. We made some lasting international friendships and had laughs and tears. R.I.P. Simon Allen, of course, one of our former Podsterons who sadly passed away a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But we are all there for one another. That is very true. In fact, we've had Podsteron weddings, Podsteron babies, and Podsteron funerals.
There we are.
Wow.
That's life, isn't it?
It's
It's in a microcosm.
yeah.
Quite amazing
Yeah.
and quite lovely.
Yeah.
So although we each individually have meetups throughout the year, we're all eagerly anticipating a physical meetup this year. Hint, hint.
Okay.
Well, it has now kind of leaked what you were talking about. There was a
thing.
mention of it. The
Oh,
thing.
yeah, what is that?
Yeah, there's the thing. Hang on, I haven't finished the
right.
email yet.
Okay.
Well done
Yeah.
on
Right.
your continued support of the Anderson legacy.
Yeah.
Steve.
Thank
yes,
you,
that
Steve.
one.
Thank you.
Yes. There's,
Talking of meetups, what's going on then?
there's going to be a physical meetup
Right? With who?
at the Museum of Brands.
Oh, yeah.
It's an event.
Where is that?
Well, we've covered it, I think, in the thing. But if we didn't cover it in
Yeah.
the thing that you've seen, then
Oh,
now
I
I'm
see.
covering it.
I see, yeah.
So it's at the Museum of Brands. It's a celebration of the toys and the merch and the nostalgia of Thunderbirds in Space 1999. It'll be running from September this year, and there will be a launch event, we think, on the 13th of September for Breakaway Day, where hopefully you can come and join us and we can have a nice afternoon/evening. Not quite sure exactly what's happening yet, but it'll be
Okay.
that.
Great.
So there
They've
you
got
go.
a lot of stuff in there.
It's in Notting Hill, I think.
Yeah?
And they're bringing out even more Thunderbirds and Space stuff, and we'll be doing some activities and panel-y things and stuff. So
Nice.
They've even got Space Precinct Bubble Bath.
They
on
do.
display.
I mean,
so is
count
that-
me in.
Yeah.
So we can have the bubble thing, the bath thing in the podcast with Chris with
What,
his...
have me in the museum in a bubble bath.
Yeah, with your Stingray toy, and then me with my bubble bath.
Yes.
there's an image.
That's,
Okay, I look forward to that.
Yes.
Let's move on to another message.
Yes. Hi, Jamie, Richard, Chris, and team.
Oh,
Hi,
right.
team.
Over there. He's on
Yeah.
his phone. He's not paying
Okay.
any attention. My father, Tony, sadly died on 22nd of March this year. Condolences.
Very sorry to hear
Yes. However, I wanted to share a joyful story that is not only a favourite memory of Dad, but my favourite Anderson-related one too. One childhood Christmas in the 70s, I had thought, after much ripping of paper, that my presents were exhausted. Not so. Dad produced an old suitcase and told me to open it. Inside were models of the Eagle and Hawk from Space 1999 and an Angel Interceptor from Captain Scarlet.
Nice.
He had lovingly constructed and painted each one, and I was so pleased and excited at the sight.
Lovely.
That was my dad, and this and many other memories are a consolation at this time. Thank you for all you do. That's from Daryl Smith.
Oh,
Thank you, Darren. How lovely for sharing. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the memory. I wonder if you still have those models though after all these years. Be
One
nice if you
hopes,
did,
but-
you know, things happen, don't they? Sorry to hear your sad news, Daryl. Meanwhile, over on our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/podsterons, John Puntney commented it was nice to see about the highly anticipated Thunderbirds operations manual earlier.
Oh, yes, we teased that as well.
yes.
Have we mentioned that? I'm not sure we mentioned
Not
it.
on here, no.
Oh, well, that's coming too. There's a news insert.
I mean, people know about it.
It's
so
going to be lovely.
It's not a secret.
It's as big as the Space 1999 one, and Chris is working on amazing stuff. It's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, well,
Gorgeous.
I'm looking forward to that, says John, along with the proper Blu-ray set later in the year.
Proper.
In the meantime, looking forward to the Space Precinct Blu-ray arriving in a few weeks. Well, it'll be with you now, hopefully,
Yep,
John.
yes. Should be.
And I've just had to order Fight the Future earlier too. Exciting times for sure, says John.
Absolutely.
Yeah, who'd have thought we'd be getting brand new Space Precinct?
Well, you might have been hoping, but probably not thinking. And
You
here
are
we
right.
are. Here we are.
I mean, I have to say also, if you have enjoyed the Blu-ray set, you would also have enjoyed the new adventure. Talking of new Space Precinct, Slow-Mo, the Little Lost Robot.
Oh, it's
You know, that
great.
is literally
Very
new Space
sweet.
Precinct.
And
right there.
the whole rescue sequence, I won't spoil it for
Yeah,
you, with
so
the music
clever.
is just, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
It's
Chris
great.
did a great job
And
there.
it
Chris.
makes, I mean, I liked Slow-Mo as a kid. I was of that age, but it makes Slow-Mo more of a character, I think, than he ever
Yeah.
had been previously. It
Yes.
makes him his own, gives him his own agency.
Yes.
Yes.
And voiced by Gary Martin.
Yes.
Yes.
Lovely
Returns.
Gary.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice,
Who
isn't it?
also narrated my documentary. Yes,
Yeah.
he's been very
And
involved
I
with this,
believe a little cameo in there.
Maybe.
By,
a cameo.
a certain Chris Dale. Oh, sorry.
Are you not in that?
I thought you were in it.
No.
There's another voice. Who
there's
else is in it?
another
Is it
voice.
Oh, it's
AC
Andrew
then?
Clements.
Is it?
Ah, yeah.
I bet it's
but you
AC.
weren't asked.
I thought Chris was in
Well.
it. Well, that's awkward, isn't it?
Anyway, over now, keep your emails coming in, podcast@gerryanderson.com. Comment beneath our YouTube videos, review and rate us wherever you're finding us.
Shout
But
it
for
from the
now,
rooftops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because we had our little featurette this week, we don't have
Oh.
a special guest to press the button. So, first one to hit the red button chooses the randomiser. 3, 2, 1, go!
What happens if nobody does it? Oh!
Oh!
Oh, no.
Well, thank you, Ross, for a surprise.
Well, don't
press
say
button.
thank you, because you know.
Oh,
There we
wait,
go.
that's the black and white stuff.
Yeah. Into the
Not the goodies.
Well, now I'm fond of a bit of
Wow.
Secret Service.
Yeah.
I mean, we all are.
Yeah,
It's not
yes.
peak, Anderson.
It's an acquired taste.
It isn't quite taste. Not seen
We're
by
not,
many people.
we're not really selling it.
A little scene, because it wasn't shown in very many regions, I understand. Is that right, back in the day?
I believe it was shown in 2 regions, possibly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Only
you can now
13
see it
eps.
in ITVX.
Aha,
Yeah.
okay,
On
great.
DVD.
In about 7 seconds, can you tell us everything we know? Everything you know about the Secret Service?
In Unwinnies.
Stanley, I'm with Deep Joy in the garden with green fingers of the and Deep Joy and Marmalade.
Yeah. Specs on?
Specs on.
I should have known that was coming.
Oh. We need the a cappella version. I'm not sure we did.
Wow. We can do that for the Secret Service theme.
Yes.
So this is an odd fluke of the randomizer. Last week we had the very first episode of Captain Scarlet,
Yes.
which is the first episode of the what is known as the Captain Scarlet era for puppets.
Oh, yes.
Now this is the final episode of the Secret Service. We've gone straight to the end.
I see.
Yeah,
Yes,
And that
of course.
wasn't planned. It's just how it
goes.
happened.
So the
And-
very last time puppets are seen in the Gerry Anderson universe.
Oh well, there's the investigator.
But in
well,
the series
in
format.
terms of some stuff being shot in Slough for a series.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is a very fun episode.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Oh, he sounds like a right thug.
Yeah.
It's a sort of Danny Dyer
But
puppet.
speaking of sounds like, That chap with the moustache.
Only under the glass, but it looks perfect.
Not him.
It is the perfect forgery.
That's a returning David Graham. Who
the
did voices in a
perfect
couple of
forgery.
episodes of the Secret Service, yes.
And what's the use?
But it does exist. Tell him, dearest sister,
Our late lamented father
in his infinite wisdom,
procured the plates. His accomplice was a man named Mullin.
She's very grubby.
Yes.
no offense, Spiker.
Also, she's
They decided
leaning towards Thunderbirds proportions in some ways, that face.
That is the puppet that was the housekeeper in Joe 90, which possibly is, it's a copy of a male puppet. So it has the male neck.
Ah, okay, that's why she looks...
Yeah, that's why she looks so much
less
bigger.
fine.
Because the women puppets in Scarlet, like the angel puppets, the neck joint is
Yeah.
up there.
Darling.
My dear Spiker, Mullins is due to be released tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So,
Sorry, I've been talking about that. What's happening?
Forging money.
They're forging money, but they've only got one of the plates needed. The guy who has the other plate is being released from prison tomorrow.
Okay.
Great.
No doubt he will tell them where the other plate is.
Phew.
They will all get together, make a lot of money, and go their separate ways.
Right.
Without any incident whatsoever.
Okay. That's near me, that is.
It is?
I've never been there.
Oh, let's come and stay.
Podcast road trip?
Podcast road trip, why not? Once
Let's
we've
do
done
it.
with Bobby's Tower and wherever else it was we were going.
And the cafe from...
At the cafe from Crossroads to
Yeah.
Grind, yes.
Dong.
I mean, this is all very odd. isn't it?
It is.
Were they thinking?
It's not actiony at all. As a kid,
No.
Yeah.
I love the music, but as a
Yeah.
kid, there's none of the action and excitement of any of the former series. It's like the most dull title sequence.
And I kind of wonder if it's sort of, Joe 90 doesn't have much action. It's just him in the big round.
Ah, but it's
you've got
cool.
the cuts and the
Yeah.
music and
Yeah.
the
It's tech.
nice visuals. Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of feel like they're trying for a similar thing with angles of a church, and it just doesn't quite
Yeah.
come together. I don't know how else you would do it.
I mean, you could have action stuff from the episodes, but I guess you didn't have the episodes to draw from yet. Maybe
There's
there
not a huge amount of action.
there's a few chases
A
and
little bit here and there.
hiding
yeah.
in the minimizer and stuff. I mean,
the
there's
odd explosion.
yeah.
Counterfeit dollar plates, eh?
Yes, Father Unwin. You realize the international implications if they are not recovered?
Of course.
Your assignment is to follow Mullins until he leads you to the plates. I think I know where he'll be going, but on no account must he discover you have him under observation.
Okay.
In case we weren't sure where the sound was coming from, it's helpful.
I realize that, Bishop. I think I have the glimmer of an idea.
It involves shrinking. As all the ideas I have involve shrinking.
We'll be stopped. Arrested, maybe.
Look, Matthew.
And this is the most blatant use of shrinking in the entire series.
Until he leads us to the counterfeit plates. And I think our present statute
I love the way they say counterfeit.
Yeah.
served ourselves.
Well, we'll find out when we reach Lord Hazelwell's residence.
Yes, they've already shrunk themselves and the car.
Wow, I see.
So it takes much longer to get there.
Yes, uses more petrol.
Yep. Well, of course, they'll have to shrink the molecules of petrol, so maybe it won't take longer.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Maybe British intelligence have given them a special gadget for that.
Micronized. It's the whole thing is so bizarre. What's
is.
going on?
Our proposition is a very simple one.
Father Unwin is almost irrelevant for this episode. It's about these four.
We have.
That's right, we have.
All right. We have the front plate. And my father told me that you, my dear Mullins,
That's Mullins.
I'm trying to cast these as the humans. We've got Danny Dyer,
Yes.
Leslie Phillips,
Oh, yes, of course.
Ray
yes.
Winston, possibly.
Ray Winston.
But then who's playing the sister?
Wendy Richards?
Oh, yeah, Wendy Richards. I could go for a bit of that.
Yeah.
Or you think somebody slightly more robust than Wendy Richards? Possibly?
Hattie Jakes.
Oh, yeah. It's a bit more.
Great.
More
Yeah.
solid, yes.
Glad we've cast the no longer with
Yeah,
us,
there you go.
mostly human version of this.
leaving 50% for myself. Very fair, I thought.
50% for you? You must be joking.
I'm appalled.
Off. I've got one of the plates. I want 50%.
Yeah, it's quite right.
You three can split the rest any way you want to.
Yeah.
I demand a half share.
I see. Greed rears its ugly head.
Raz. What a great...
I'm leaving.
I see it all now. I see it all.
I demand my rights.
Quiet. Yes.
It sounds like a car.
A really small one.
Yeah. No, can't see anything.
I'm pretty sure you'd notice that thing.
Yeah.
That's funny. I could have sworn I heard a car.
Well, it's been a tiring day. I suggest we...
Hallucinations, perfectly
Yes,
normal.
we're all hearing cars.
All right, Matthew. We'll wait until it's dark and then go inside the house.
Right. Sorry, what have they gained by being shrunk at that?
Well,
so
it would have been
far?
spotted if they were in the full-size
Well,
car.
because they're going to wait till dark anyway. Why didn't they just
Wait until dark. Well, then we wouldn't have seen them arrive.
But then you wouldn't get an amazing shot of them hiding under the table.
By the bin.
Information was correct. Mullins is here, all right.
I mean, thank goodness they left the window open, because otherwise you have this image of them hopping up at levers on the door.
You're so devious.
I think it's also the... No, there's only one other episode of the series where Unwin is shrunk with the car.
But once we have Bear's tapes, we don't need...
It's lovely. It looks lovely, but it's just so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Martha.
Let's move on to Mullins' room. Right, Matthew.
20 for you and 80 for me.
Aristocrats. Yeah, you can't trust them.
I don't trust anybody.
Now, I can't remember who wrote this, but I have a feeling Tony Barwick. It's got to be that silliness already.
Maybe.
50-50?
I'll think about it.
What is his accent supposed to be?
It's supposed to be Scouse, isn't it? I think.
It's got touches of Irish and a bit of Scottish in there.
You'd better get back to your own room.
Right.
I like that they're all sort of regional.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Stereotype for this
Not
one.
saying they should all be RP. I just wasn't sure where he was from.
Spiker, talking to Mullins, making a deal.
No, I don't trust him.
Neither do I.
I can hear you. You're right outside the door.
What?
Keep your voice down, man. All right, 50-50.
No honour amongst thieves.
Yes.
He's hidden that plate.
When we show him our plate in a dungeon tomorrow, I'll make him talk.
Ooh.
Yeah, sinister.
Good night, my dear Spiker.
It's very talky and walky from room to room, isn't
Yes.
Be made to talk. Yes. We'll take it in turns to sleep. But we must be in the dungeon tomorrow to hear what he has to say.
And there's Thunderbird 6.
it? Oh, great. Finally
Why
putting
not
Secret
reuse
Service
it?
and Thunderbirds in the same universe. Thank goodness.
Nine. All right, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Didn't take much.
Well, we're waiting.
The plate's hidden in an old barn on a deserted farm just outside Eastford. Greenacre Farm.
Thank you, my dear Mullins. All right, Spiker, to the farm.
Right.
Oh.
Oh.
Going somewhere?
Martha.
I thought we had an arrangement, Edward.
Yes, dear.
Let me explain.
Yes, I...
Jennifer Saunders.
Oh,
Yes, okay. Nice.
I'll take our plate, if you don't mind.
But
Hand it over. I said, hand it over. Thank you.
they are just spectators to the story.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
don't add
Lot of
anything
watching
to
going
it.
on.
Don't really need them.
But then it does make me wonder, you could do like a Supermarionation anthology series, stories like this without any regular characters, if that could potentially have worked.
Yeah.
afraid she's gone.
I think our regulars are so essential.
Get out of here.
Impossible. That door's a foot thick.
Ew, a trusty cannon.
Yes, it's going to end well.
Shame, man, I'll tell you.
All right, Spiker. Under his bonds. What have you got to lose?
I think it's time for us to leave too, Father. You're right, Matthew. Somehow we must get to Greenacre Farm.
And these puppets are being worked from below. Off she goes.
Let's get after her.
Burnham Beaches. Is there any threat as to how long the minimizer effect lasts? I mean, are they ever under some sort of time constraint
No,
before
they
they
don't
suddenly...
seem to be.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, it seems to be whatever they want.
Keep up the speed, Father. We've got to get to that farm first.
But we're tiny.
I know that thing has to do the equivalent of 180 miles an hour to keep up with them. Bizarre.
I mean, surely at this point they could return to normal size.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If the cannon doesn't work, Mullins...
It will.
I love that they sculpted the finger there of him pointing to it.
Oh. Great.
It wasn't loaded.
It looks like a zeroid.
We have to use more powder.
More powder? You'll blow us all to pieces.
There's a fortune slipping through our fingers. Reload.
And following on from what we said last week about Captain Scarlet, where it's suddenly ultra serious and everything is life and death, we've then gone back to the other extreme with the silliness.
It's camp, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
We may yet gain the advantage.
Although I'm quite impressed that it's a female protagonist who's becoming the ultimate robber here.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
I mean, we say female as voiced by a man. But
But
technically.
for all intents and purposes, as we're supposed to understand it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh.
I got them out there.
Oh, yes, there you go.
Phew.
Oh, well done, Spiker, dear chap.
I think I've broken my arm.
Stop quibbling, man. Let's get moving.
We haven't got a car.
Don't worry. I know where we can still get there first.
Plane.
Yep.
Hooray.
Got a bally plane outside.
That international rescue chap here left it behind.
Oh no.
Classic.
Tis the open road for me, where I wander fancy free.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, ouch. Oh dear.
Meanwhile, 16 miles away.
Oh, thank goodness they were so small. They would never have made it through.
I kind of feel like there should be a reaction shot of a workman there going, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Yes.
But this is a good reaction.
It's a lovely model, isn't it?
I mean, it's beautiful, but
There must be a circus nearby.
yeah.
Well,
There's only 2 seats.
Don't worry, dear chap. You
You must sit on my knee.
give the propeller a turn.
But I've hurt my arm.
Must you always argue? Use the other one.
You've got two, haven't you?
It's very Barwickian, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where we leave our argument.
Yeah, that would be Young Star.
Yeah.
Why not?
Ready?
Contact.
Oh, careful.
Yeah.
Get away, get away.
Pull forward and blend in.
Hey!
Oh!
My other arm.
Hey! Wait for me!
There's no honour among thieves.
That was a very rapid takeoff.
Very steep, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We're on our way, Mullins. Nice takeoff.
Yes.
Good with the wind and the
Yes,
hair.
lovely that.
Yeah.
Always sat in the back.
But you are
And what?
the pilot. I've never flown in my life.
Go.
Have I?
Great.
Well, Father, we seem to have lost the opposition. Quite so, man.
It's a mad, mad world where you've got people rushing to find some kind of treasure or using all kinds of
really?
transportation. Here we go.
She's a smasher, Pete. Here, what can she do?
A ton plus 20 with 2 up.
How long have you had it in?
Oh, nice.
2 days.
Okay,
Right.
see if you can spot the join.
Eh.
Just adjust myself there.
Who are... Oh, I mean, that's a special kind of genius.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Who is that? Do we know?
No idea.
Oh, who knows? It's lovely though, isn't it?
How can we find out?
But again, then we were thinking no one's going to see this show ever. And even if they do, it'll only be in a couple of regions.
God.
And there it is, preserved for all eternity.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
We can only pray now for an HD version of that.
Well, this is HD actually. This is one of the 2 HD episodes
Ah.
from the old network set. Yes.
Ah, great.
Could we remaster the rest? Do you think possibly?
It's certainly on the wish list.
radar,
Yeah.
yes.
Again, an expensive endeavour, but
worth it for this.
Almost certainly worth it for this. Yeah. Between the live action and puppet, aren't they?
Yeah.
Quick gesture.
It's very silly.
Yeah, it does almost feel like you've cut together a bunch of separate things.
Yes.
I'm expecting to see the sort of fast bit from the opening of UFO with Ed Bishop in the car. That's the same roads, probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I was wondering about the limo she was driving earlier, that car she was driving earlier.
Yeah.
It must have been used in UFO at some point. Or this ambulance even might have been.
Yeah.
Fixing the arm. And a lift.
Are you in some sort of trouble?
No, I'm a male nurse. I'm trying to recapture a patient. Soft in the edge, you know.
Dressed like that, sir?
Why did he have to specify I'm a male nurse?
Wow.
It's time, isn't it? Nurse is a female profession at that era.
If you just drop me off at Eastford.
It's funny, I'm a male policeman.
So,
more.
still going.
Yeah.
Does need a bit more.
It's feeling quite paddy now.
I think they peaked too early with the...
Do you know what this is putting me reminding me of that supercar episode that we watched a little while ago where they end up...
Grounded.
Yeah, Grounded. Yeah. It's very much in that ilk. But 9 years later, and you'd hope kind of a bit more punchy.
Yeah. I think it's every time you cut back to the Model T, it's just like, oh, yeah.
On a motorcycle. You're right. I'm afraid we cannot match up for speed.
I wish we hadn't shrunk ourselves now. Oh, come on.
And this same piece of music has been going for 10 minutes, but I'm not bored of the music, oddly.
The music's amazing.
It fits
but unfortunately, it is the best thing about the show at this stage. Oh, God, come on.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any episodes or unfilmed scripts. I mean, I assume there would have to have been knocking around at some point.
Yeah.
Anything crazier than this.
Oh, finally at Greenacre Farm, thank God.
Okay, we're looking for a barn in which is the missing plate.
Again, not really any stakes really. Yeah, I just
talking about stakes.
Poor cow.
Get a move on.
I also wonder how the bishop explains to his other contemporaries in the security services how he gets these, for instance, the plates back. Oh yes, I have this vicar with a shrinking ray, and they're all like, no.
Just in case you weren't sure what animal it was, thank goodness. Oh, that's not so suspicious.
I got suddenly had a memory of Brum then.
Yes,
with
the barn and stuff. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I'd rather be watching Brum currently. I have to say. Sorry, Secret Service.
How do I do that? Oh, pull the stick or something. Oh,
no! Human hand there, I think.
Oh, I missed that.
Oops.
Oh. Wow.
At last. He's got a parachute.
Oh, they came prepared.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know where he got that from, but guess it was in there.
Now, where would that...
It's not under all these cups.
No. It would just be appropriate if, say, the farmer turned up. Oh, that, we built pigsty on top of that. You're never going to see that again.
Lions!
I think I've broken the leg.
Oh, not another broken limb.
Injuries.
While you're here, you can tell me where that plate is. And then I'll help you down.
Ta-da!
Thank you. I'll take that.
Oh, he's going to crash into
I
the
wonder what
barn.
might happen next. Uh-oh. Oh. It was a fairly effective little crash, to be fair.
I mean, it's quite a neat idea having all the villains kind of pitted against each other, trying to outdo each other. I like that.
You arrived.
Yes.
And everyone on a different mode of transportation.
Yeah.
Putting a plate down, Lady Martha. Now the other one.
Still watching.
Yeah.
Got it.
My dear Spike.
Yeah, Spike.
Can we discuss this?
No, we can't. Put it down with the other one.
Let's be reasonable about this, old chap.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to walk out of here nice and slowly. And I don't want no one...
Yeah, don't forget to take the plates with you, though.
What plates? Oh, no.
Oh!
Of
course.
Do we want to tie them down? Nah.
Just leave them on the back.
Right.
They'll bounce around a bit, be all right.
Oh.
Oh, how inconvenient for the
Yes.
baddies.
Yeah.
Who alerted them?
Well,
Who knows?
perhaps the people who lived in that house who just saw a plane crash into their barn.
into the barn, yeah.
Oh, no, that's fair. Good logic.
Yeah.
More logic than the rest of the episode.
So,
I mean, it's been quite fun. I hope it's near the end.
I think it is.
I think it has to be at this stage, doesn't it?
We see every minute of their thrilling drive back to the vicarage.
Okay.
Oh, is it sermon time?
Yeah.
Brethren, you all know the story of the tortoise and the hare, and in the hustle and bustle of this modern age, an old proverb comes to mind. Slow and steady wins the race, not the one that sets the pace.
Well, there we go. Lesson learned.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Oh,
That's where it ended.
I mean, I think it had its quirky charm.
Oh, absolutely.
I
yeah.
liked the villains, and I liked their, the way they were competing against each other and betraying each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice idea, I thought.
Yeah.
The whole shrinking thing could have been done away with almost completely.
And also, if you've never seen that before, there's no mention of the shrinking thing. They're just like, oh, they're just smaller than everyone else.
Yes.
That's all right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was worth it just to see the moment where the man dresses the woman gets on a motorbike.
Oh, that's the best bit. I love that bit. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one of the highlights of the whole
4 out of 5 for that bit.
Yes.
Right. Yeah,
But the rest of
What was
it.
that moment lacking for you? Closer.
Yeah, I wanted to see the protagonist in that scene.
The straining on his face.
I want to know who that was. How can we find out? Chris, you've written a book on this series.
Yes, Chris. Is that one of the secrets of the Secret Service?
You can do sort of AI face matching now, so maybe if we put that
probably not enough
screen grab in,
definition
who
on
knows?
that.
Probably not. Maybe some things are best never known.
Yeah, the
Maybe
greatest
something that
mystery.
I've never watched.
It is lovely and it's sweet and weird, but yeah.
But that was the last we were ever to see of the Secret Service.
Sadly, yes. Yeah,
Probably for the
there
best.
was to be no more, but I think they went out on a relative high.
Did they?
Oh, well, I mean, that's not saying much for the rest of the series,
It
Chris.
certainly went out. So, come on then. What do you think, Chris?
Score. I've previously always enjoyed that one, but I do have to say the chase sequence was a bit over long for the second half.
bit?
But I love those guest characters.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it almost feels like an episode of a different show. So I'm going to give it 3.5.
Wow. Yes, I
do
think that's
like
good.
it.
Yeah, 3.5. I think I'm going to go 3.
Yeah.
And I'm very fond of the Secret Service as a whole, but I was stifling a yawn there at the end. 2.5 for me.
2.5. I think there's some good stuff in there. but not enough to make it.
So 9 out of 15 is that?
Well, yeah.
That's all right. I mean, that's over halfway.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah,
So, you know,
it's better than Episode Torchy anyway. And I think it's done. Is it done better than Crossroads to Crime? I can't remember.
Well, Crossroads to Crime rated very highly.
Oh yeah, this weirdo gave it. Whatever.
I think possibly the highest rated as well. The last few weeks have had some highly rated episodes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
No,
even Terrorhawks did quite well in my estimation.
Yeah.
That week. Podsterons, what do you think? How did you rate that last ever Supermarionation episode of Secret Service? of a Gerry Anderson series. What do you think of that? Yeah, let us know. Podcast@gerryanderson.com. Comment beneath the videos. We'll see you next time for the Gerry Anderson podcast.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
See you then.
Goodbye.
Bye.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get started.
Let's go.
Spectrum is green.
So, what would have made the Secret Service more of a success, do you think?
Tech.
Yes.
Some kind of cool gizmos,
Yeah.
more futuristic, less centered around Stanley Ullman, I'm afraid to say. He was like a great element, but he should really have been the Parker, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
To the show.
Right.
So, you know, if you had a Thunderbirds kind of spin-off that was centered around Penelope and Parker, that would be great.
Yes.
And I think this should feel similar.
Yeah.
So there's wider stuff going on, more drama, more explosions.
A team of quirky agents, each with their own gimmicks, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
A priest, a baker, a school teacher, whatever. Just
Handset maker.
Yeah, absolutely. But
and getting shown in more than 2 regions.
And that, but I don't think being shown more widely would have helped Secret Service that much.
Mm.
It's probably best that it was limited.
Mm. There you go.
There we go.
Just in my humble opinion.
Yeah. But it's from an era where you could do ideas like that and get away with it for 13 weeks. Not very long.
Yeah.
We've been getting away with a lot worse for a lot longer.
That's very true.
We have,
So,
yes.
And
And we shall continue to do so. One form or another.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was an Anderson Entertainment production.